We're going to be looking at different chapters of e-mountain biking today, along with, of course, the hot news this week, which is the new Specialized 180mm travel Kenevo.
Also taking a look at S-pedelec versus pedelec and how they differ out on the trail.
Yeah, I think if we made a list of the different type of e-mountain biker, we could probably start off with people whose e-mountain bike chapter has yet to begin. Exactly. I think this is especially true in English-speaking countries where they maybe haven't quite got it yet. There's still a ton of people there waiting to make a move, waiting to jump ship. And for those people, then all I can say is there's some great adventures waiting for you out on the hills.
Yeah, I think we're seeing those people who are switching from mountain bike to mountain bikes as well, and they're kind of mixing it up. They're sort of getting inspired by all the new tech that's out there and sort of thinking, yeah, that would actually work with my schedule and how you can actually fit that in and how far you can go, the places you can ride. And yeah, people that are finding their fitness, not an all-time
So
high
what you're saying there, basically, then people have had a massive career on mountain biking, and they're looking at the e-mountain bike is where the tech is happening.
Exactly.
And it's true actually, because there's a lot of product managers out there who are putting all their efforts into e-mountain biking. At the same time, there's actually a lot of people who are going to be new to e-mountain biking, also new to mountain biking. They've never been mountain biking ever before, and that can be so many people. Because let's face it, mountain biking is a tough old game. Yeah. In fact, I think it can be a little bit elitist sometimes, mountain biking.
Definitely.
You know, like there's you have got to be fit to ride a mountain bike. So an e-mountain bike, well, we've said it many times before, but it can take the struggle out of living sometimes. Let you get out there enjoying the trails which you might never have been to before. It's such what is the word?
Involves everyone.
It involves everyone.
On all skill levels and whoever you are.
Exactly.
It's one big family, I think.
Exactly.
And then, of course, you've got pro riders who are using them for the day-to-day training as well. It's those riders that would sometimes, half their day would be taken up on the cross-country ride in the morning on a standard bike. They're now switching it to an e-bike and doing that ride in half the time, meaning they can spend a lot more time on their bike rather than pushing it up the hills and getting in those downhill runs and things like that. Yeah. Riders are actually spending a lot more bike time and getting those techniques dialed in.
Exactly. That's the primary reason that pro riders are using e-mountain bikes is to ride at a low heart rate but still do technical riding. So what they're doing is they're improving their skills whilst not burning themselves out by doing some huge workouts. Yeah. And while you're on the subject of pro riders, then there's also ex-pro riders as well who are now have got a new career as ambassadors of e-mountain bikers. Let's not forget there's also pro racers still doing pro riding on e-mountain bikes, because from what we hear there's going to be a big series coming on board on the world level next year. For ex-pros, recently there was a World e-bike championships in Mont-Saint-Anne, Canada, and I managed to catch up with a former cross-country World Cup racer, Natalie Schneider, about that event. Now, I don't know if I told you, but we did the Tour de Mont Blanc a couple of weeks ago, and next to me is the winner with Tracy Mosley of that event, Natalie Schneider. But not only was she the winner of the Tour de Mont Blanc, she's actually the first ever world e-bike champion. Natalie, congratulations on winning in Quebec last week.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about the track. How long was it? How long was the race?
So e-bike Worlds was a 5.5 kilometer track. We did it 4 times, and I was a little bit skeptical, to be honest. Didn't know what to expect at first. I had a look at the map and was like, But then...
Okay, it's just the roof falling down.
But then actually on site, I had to say, oh my God, this track is so much fun. And in training, I didn't dare to take my knee pads off, which is a little bit unusual for a cross-country track. It was so much fun.
Now, I saw some big rocks in that track. I mean, looked like almost downhill standard, right?
Did you see the big rocks uphill or downhill?
The downhill ones.
Yeah, there were some pretty big rocks going downhill, and it was like proper mountain bike track. I was happy about my 150 millimeter travel that I had on the biker road, and we actually also had really big rock slabs uphill, and we did one of the uphills we raced was still a downhill in the cross country World Cup 2 years ago.
Oh wow! Now, So you've raced cross country, you've ridden enduro. How hard was it physically to race the World Championships on an e-bike? Or if you can compare the two sports?
Well, yeah. So I did cross country World Cups. I actually won one a million years ago, and so I did a few enduro World Series. E-bike racing is just a complete new and different sport. It's really unfair kind of to compare it because it's super techy, uphill and downhill, and needs a lot of concentration. The bike is quite heavy, so you need a lot of upper body strength. And the tactics and the dynamics, it's different than an BO cross-country race, but it's equally as hard.
Well, obviously the big news this week has been all about the new Specialized Kenevo at 180mm travel, but more of that a little bit later. First of all, Chris, I want to point out that Lightville have got a brand new e-mountain bike. It's the 301 CE, and it's modelled on their 301, which has been out for many, many years. Now, this is really cool news. It's 160mm travel, 170mm fork up front. It's got a Shimano motor, 610 watt-hour battery. Comes in two sizes, and it weighs in price-wise at €7,980. But Chris, what is actually the actual weight of it?
The actual weight of it is 23 kilos, and not only is it their new e-bike they're doing, it's actually their first carbon frame they're producing as well. So really exciting stuff coming from Lightville. It's also got the 8-pin drop a seat post on there. It's kind of been their signature thing over the years.
It's a big shaft. I know you always on a big shaft.
But it looks really strong, looks super clean. It looks an amazing bike, and as you say, 7,980 euros.
What I really like about it as well is, have you seen they've got a holder for your iPhone? So obviously there's some gadgetry going on there, along with an integrated light. Yeah. Not sure about that big chain guide though.
Yeah, it's a bit Marmite, isn't it? It's kind of a bit odd that. It looks pretty big. 610 watt-hour battery, so you can get some big range out of it. Now,
we were actually in Garda near the Lightville shop only last week, but we didn't see any there. I'm sure there is one behind the scenes. But whilst we're on the subject of the Alps, Chris, there's great news from Verbia, right?
Yeah, 13th to the 16th of August next year. Put it in your diaries. The Swiss e-bike festival, again, Verbia is going on. You want to get out there, loads of cool tracks. You've got your favourite event, the
Tour de Mont Blanc.
Tour de Mont Blanc, a massive ride that you did this year. And also all the food villages and all the little rides that are going out.
The food villages?
Yeah, there's food rides. We get to ride around all the little villages.
Go around people's houses.
Yeah, stopping at food stops, but it's a really amazing way to test out all the e-bikes. And they're offering 50% discount at the moment if you get those registrations in early, so check that one out.
So obviously there is the Rando Gourmand, which means you go and sample all the local dishes and cheeses and such. There's 3 different types of event there. There's a heavy duty enduro event, which is I think 100 kilometers, but you also got a 60k event,
discovery rides.
You got waymarked trails. But Chris, what you've missed out on mentioning is the Verbia e-bike festival, which is about the fact that you can go and get yourself a ticket and you can go and go and test ride no end of e-mountain bikes in an amazing location.
Yeah, super cheap as well, wasn't it? A really good way of getting out.
I think it was €15.
Yeah, to demo any single e-bike in Verbia. Amazing.
It's got to be on your hit list for next year. Let us know if you get any thoughts or comments about it. We'd love to get involved in a discussion with you guys about e-bike festivals. And here it is, the all-new 2020 Kenevo. It's pretty much a pumped-up Levo. It's got 180mm travel, it's got the same motor position, same 700 watt-hour battery, and of course, that sidebar frame design. Now, I love this quote that's on the Specialized website. They say, this is a gnar-devouring, air-catching marvel. It's also the bike that single-handedly spells the death of many a tedious shuttle trip in the back of a smelly truck. So what's the changes on this new bike? Well, Specialized say there's new custom-tuned suspension, which gives the bike a livelier ride. Then, of course, there's the sizing. The sizing has now changed, and instead of the old small through to extra large, we now have S1 to S5. If you think about this sizing, the current measurements on Reach are 470mm in small, up to 478mm in extra large. But now these bikes are much bigger. You're looking at 445mm Reach for S1, up to 520mm for S5. Or in old money, the sizes have grown about 1 inch in each size. Also, there's a steeper seat tube angle. Don't forget the basics, Specialized's own motor and software. They've lost 1 kilo off the frame, and of course 400 grams off that motor. It's quite a different bike.
Now, I know you love your tech climb, Steve. Check this one out, coming in from Paul out in Australia on the Yang Trail.
Looks like he's riding his Merida E160 there. Got a guy on a giant Trans in front of him.
Trans E as well, yeah, cleaning it. Look at that, cruising through there. Super tech.
Beautiful climb, Paul. Absolutely loving it.
Makes a change from the crash of the week, but don't forget, if you guys want to get your climb of the weekend, use the upload service. Could be you on next week's show.
Okay, it's time for the interaction, the comments this week. Before I do that, I'm going to let you guys know we're on 93,000 subscribers, so let your mates know all about e-mountain biking, get your mates on an e-mountain bike, but crucially, get them to hit the subscribe button so they can see all that's going on in the e-mountain bike world. Chris, comments this week.
Yeah, I got loads of feedback from you guys on Pedelec versus S-Pedelec. Cool video me and Steve did out on the hills of Italy last week. Check that one out if you haven't already. This one coming from Bert. He's saying, so the fastest bike is faster until you put them in an environment where neither bikes can go fast.
Well, it wasn't about neither bikes, was it really? It was about the riders, and basically both of us couldn't get up some of the places we wanted to because it was so technical. But they were mountain bikes, so we wanted to go mountain biking. We didn't actually want to go riding down the road.
Yeah, and I think some of those downhill tracks we were doing, I think actually the S-Pedelec on the flatter stuff would have been faster than the traditional Pedelec, don't you think?
Hold on, say that again.
So on the flat sections of the downhill trails that we were riding.
Well, obviously.
Exactly, so you're saying that they can't go fast. But there you go, we were going faster on the S-Pedelec.
Yes, you were, yeah. But that was on flat fire roads.
Not mountain biking, I suppose.
Well, it is, but it depends, isn't it? I guess it's a fair comment, but it actually depends what type of trail you ride.
Exactly. Simon Whitworth.
But we were on 160mm travel bikes.
True. Simon Whitworth, I think raising this Pedelec speed limit to 35 kilometres an hour would put an end to this de-restriction and the whole debate.
Absolutely. Simon, I did actually reply to you on that comment. Do agree, I think you've got a point there. Even if it's to 30 kilometres now, if we saw that restriction raised, I think it would do a lot of that, all these devices which actually void your warranty, which is a real shame. And like we mentioned in the video, we are seeing our colleagues on road bikes pedaling around the lake at 40 kilometres an hour. Exactly. Whilst all of us guys on e-man bikes have been held back, and there doesn't seem to be any logical reason for it.
No, it's not such a big deal in the US and Canada where you can ride at 32, but for us here in the UK, we're stuck at 25 kilometres an hour.
But I think there does have to be a cut-off point somewhere, because really having bicycles or mountain bikes that you can pedal around the woods at 50 kilometres an hour, I think there's too much differential in speed there. So, you know, you've got kids on bikes in the woods and stuff. I think you should be able to ride in an environment that's safe, not have people going around at 50 kilometres an hour off-road. Coming up on the channel this week, I'm going to be attempting to ride clipless pedals. I've always wanted to do. I've never ridden clips in an off-road situation. It could end in pain, but who knows? That's coming out on Friday.
Looking forward to that one. And on Sunday, we've got battery versus no battery. It's a question we get asked quite a lot here on the show about riding bike parks and gravity-assisted riding without any batteries to see how it affects the performance. So I'm going up to 417 Bike Park to try that one out.
I thought you were going to bike park Wales in the rain.
No, don't ride in the rain.
Such a fair weather rider, Chris.
Right, it's time to see what bikes you guys are riding all over the world, whereabouts you're riding them. It's the Bike Vault. Okay, Andreas, 2018 Pivot Shuttle out in Stuttgart.
Stuttgart?
Yep.
On the golf course, for the looks of it.
Looks like it.
Nice bit of single track, bottom left. It's lovely. Do you like a bit of pivot action? Do you mind if I give it super nice?
Give it a big one. There you go. Okay, Richard with his Focus Jam 6.8 and Derby Forest, North Yorkshire.
Yeah, a bit of a chair. I'm not so sure about it. I'm not sure. That's lovely colour. It is a nice colour bike. It's nice.
Nice.
Oh!
There you go. Anthony, Specialized Levo Expert.
Brabant.
Top of Le Brabant.
I want to go there. And for that reason alone, it's going to be a super nice.
Whoa. Okay, this is Peter with his Merida E160.
Australia. It's going to be Australia.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Rock Wheelers Douglas Trails in Townsville, Queensland.
See if I can guess where the places are for the last three fixtures.
Okay, right. You sure you're not sneaking around?
That's a nice.
64-year-old as well. Look at this. Right, come on, let's tell me
where
this is.
UK shot, Hamsterley Forest.
Oh, no, not quite. It's not UK either.
Oh, Germany.
Martin with his Vitus eSummit VR 2019.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah, Davao Forest, Northern Ireland.
Look at that bike. It's a great bike, little bike, isn't it?
Nice,
lovely. Look at it.
Super clean as well.
Super nice as well.
Super nice. Okay,
British. That's going to be Northumberland.
Specialized Kenevo, Thrunton Woods in God's country in mighty Northumberland.
Yes!
Coe Crag. You get the points awarded.
Wow, super nice.
Okay, last one in. Come
Is
on,
that
then,
the
Steve.
Lake District?
You've been there lots.
Is that the Lake District? Is
Nearly.
that the Lake District or is it North Wales?
So this is Brett.
I think it's Lake District.
Vitus E Summit
Lake
Electric.
District. Lake District.
2019.
Scotland?
Fort William, Scotland.
I have been a lot of times,
So
yeah.
this bike got him down the Fort William downhill track
Love
unscathed
it.
as well.
Love it. Absolutely love that shot.
Boom!
It's
Super nice as well.
Yeah.
And that is the end of the bike vault. But don't forget, if you want to get your bike featured in next week's show, use the upload service. That's it for this week's show. Don't forget to get involved in the comments section down below to let us know what chapter you are currently in your e-bike riding.
Absolutely. And if you want to see about the Kenevo, the all-new Kenevo, have a look at the video that me and Chris did up in North Wales on the mighty Vision Trail.
Yeah, and check out everything to know that you guys need to know about de-restricting your e-bike and should you de-restrict your e-bike down here. Give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Drop some comments in the box below. Click the globe to subscribe to EMBN and we shall see you next week.